Lake Forest podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa, located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, and Herrick. All those tents, that's what the issue is. Holly!
Hey!
Treasurer!
Holy treasurer!
The holy treasure!
Holy treasure!
The link said holy instead of Holly, but I told him even the Illinois State Treasurer made a flyer with both of us and dropped the R, so I was like the Lake County Treasurer. And I was like, I don't mind. I feel like leaving this typo, but I did have to tell them about the typo.
Well, all of us are sending our treasure to your office the next couple weeks because we're getting our tax bills.
Yep.
Yeah, what the hell, Holly?
Someone's got to do it. It's the one time a year y'all hate me the most.
That's bullcrap, man.
We thought you were our friend.
I ain't got no monies.
Well, how's that meme go? I don't have any money. I'm just a baby.
All right, we laugh now, but people are like, all right, how do I pay this thing? Where do I go? What do I do? You got any updated systems over there?
Yeah, lots.
Or can we just
am I
have
screen
people
sharing
call?
now? Are we rolling straight into it?
Yes, absolutely, Holly.
Oh,
Kim.
okay, all right.
Come on, like we just roll with the punches here. So
Yeah. How do I know how to use technology? I don't know. So here we go. Grabbing a screen share.
all right, Holly Kim has started sharing her screen, and look, there's your fabulous picture on your website
With
Yeah,
two
let me
L's.
see if I could zoom this out a little bit so it
which
shows
is
here.
now what's the is that an easy web address to remember, or is it one of those real long ones with a bunch of slashes?
So up on top, if you see, there is a longer link, but we made a link shortener that redirects here, and it's just Lake County Treasurer.info,
All right.
.info, and it will take you to this page, or you just go on Google and you type in Lake County, Illinois Treasurer, because there is a Lake County, Indiana, and Florida. It's kind of like Springfield and The Simpsons. There's a lot of them. So just put Lake County, Illinois Treasurer, and it will take you to this page. We've tried over the years to streamline it. I think on the last show I might have told you guys, but when I first came in, the previous treasurer had signed off on all these changes to the website and how the tax bills come up. And like, I didn't have any say in it and I didn't even know it was happening. So I come in and 2 weeks in, it's like, bam, it's all into effect, right? And even the people who work here are like, yeah, we don't know because it's like all new. And then we had a flood of inbox emails and everyone saying your website sucks and like, why is it so hard to use? And the last one was so much better. And some people just want to get in and do things to say they did. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even do anything. But
Pulling code.
we have worked for the last 5 years on making this website better to be exactly only what you need and not very fluffy, actually.
Well, there's an old phrase that I've heard many times. There's state of the art, and then there's art of the state. So unfortunately, government is usually behind on their websites. I remember working at the state, and one of the websites had a tilde in it and stuff like, so come a long way, but and you're on top of it. I'm glad to see someone in there that gets it, because I can remember elected officials that, their grandkids were the
All I
website.
know is I got it, and I got a big damn bill,
Yeah.
Holly. It's your
So
fault. You suck. How do I pay
don't
this thing?
shoot the messenger.
So, I did get a chance about a week ago with other elected officials to go to an elementary school and me trying to explain what my job is. And I was like, to the kids, I was like, when you come to school, like, you don't have to think about like who pays that stoplight at the corner and who pays for these snow plows. I'm like, all these things run smoothly in your life and you can get from A to B because of taxes. And so what's interesting is like majority of people agree, that some form of that kind of smoothness in life is okay, and they don't mind paying the taxes. The question and where they argue is how much, right? That's always where it is. Like what services? That's too many services, things like that. So let's see here. I was asked to do a tour of the website, but I'll also show you another website. So we'll do two. So first, these buttons right here are like the easy. I took out all the side dishes and this is just the meat and potatoes. We actually did a heat map analysis of what people want on our website. And using that data, we only place those right here as soon as you hop on. So we started during COVID time a 24-hour help ticket. So you could, if you're up at 3 a.m. and you have a question, go ahead and put your ticket in. You don't have to call and be in a queue just during work hours. And when we get in the office, someone will work on it. This is where you could pull up your tax bills or your tax bill from last year if you're doing your personal income taxes. And what's interesting about this, because this is a shared website with not only us, but the clerk and the assessors use this. This is kind of like a megalo database. Let me see if I could find mine. There we go. Let's see. Can I do it by this? Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Okay, but it will have
glasses. I need my glasses here.
Oh, that's right. I did zoom it out. But when you go there, it won't only just pull up your tax bill. You could see all the data like from inception, right? It has like all the past payments, any exemptions in the past, and what the former owners, like it basically has all the public info on here. So even though it is hard to use, and when it first initially came out, it's like super powerful. All right, now the pay online. This is
There
new.
we go.
Yeah, so we
The
put it
tax
right
man cometh, or in
dab in the
your
middle.
case, the tax woman.
Bring out the dead.
We were joking that me and the coroner should have a podcast and call it Death and Taxes.
Ooh, I like that.
The Death and Taxes podcast.
Pete will be your producer there.
I heard he kills it.
She.
It's she. Let's see here. Let me zoom back
Carry
in.
a gun
Okay.
too.
So you can go to our website and click on that middle button and we'll take you to this page, or let me pull up a different tab and you just type in lakecountytax.net. And if you go to lakecountytax.net, it pulls up a very similar page. The reason why is because I told the merchant processor, all these people have a hard time going through this megalo page that has all this data and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why don't we just make it a lot easier? So when you click here and you click pay property taxes, sorry, I'm driving a little fast. I just had lunch and now I'm all hyped up. And this is exactly what it looks like when you go on the other way too. It's saying, hey, how can I search? Blah, blah, blah. We try to pop this up in front of your face so you know how. But if I just type in my name, it like auto populates. That's why this site is so much easier. So if I Kim, HOL, it's got all of them. Look, there I am. I didn't even have to try that hard, right? And I'll pull it up.
Holy Kim.
The Holy Kim is right here. So if I go back to our Snoozy website, that's exactly where this button's going to take you. is to the same place I just showed you, right? So it's like, so it's all popping up everything because I did it in incognito mode. There was one time I was live streaming how to do a property tax appeal, and I typed in something, and like those like credit card prompts popped up with the asterisk. So I'm like, like, so I was like, let me just do it in incognito this time in case any of those prompts autofill. But yeah, the great thing about this website is, and I don't mind my address being shown. This is all public info. Actually, you could look up anybody and all of
Party
it.
at Holly's tonight.
But it is so easy to use. You just throw it in your shopping cart. Now today, very current event, people are receiving a text message, and you may have seen on Nextdoor, people go, "Is this text from the treasurer's office a scam?" Don't click on it because it does have words that say, a dollar amount. And first of all, I'm very glad that people have no trust whatsoever with the texts that come in. That means we've all been well trained in internet security and text security and things like that. Always scrutinize every message you receive. So if you received one that said, this is how much your taxes are, you could text pay to pay it. If not, like, here's a link, and the link will take you to this page. What that is you paid last year and you made a login. And when you made a login and a profile, you chose like to get alerts. So you got an alert that your tax bill is ready. And truth be told, if you text back the word pay, it will pay your tax bill. And so
Out of my Apple Wallet?
Yeah, whatever you typed in last year, it saved it in there. And so it is a feature, and you could just like look at the text and be like, it's just a reminder, because
can you choose the date you pay? Like, can I wait till the day it's due so that I keep my money as long as I can, or do you have to just pay it? You have to go on the day you want to pay it.
So you can actually, through that portal, when you set up the login, do a scheduled date sometime in the future. Or if it's the day of and you're like, oh, I really meant to go to the bank, but like I couldn't do it. And it could be 11:50 at night and you go onto this website, pay online, and you pay online. And you type in your email address, it'll send you a receipt by email. So I would not do it at 11:50, just in case, you guys.
Nothing good happens after 11.
Or you could fall asleep on accident. Just to keep the tour going right here, if it's not too small, let me zoom in a bit. The mailing name and address form. So it used to be that this link, when you clicked it, would take you to a PDF you print out, you fill out, then you scan it, then you email it to us, then someone here prints it out, then they type it in. And I was like, stop the madness. So it's an online form now, and you fill it out, and we check on the back end in the database. And if the owner and all the info, like, in terms of like you're actually the owner asking for this, matches, we just hit accept, and then the changes are done. It used to be over a month in turnaround. Now it's like 2 weeks, maybe less. It depends on the queue. Of course, during property tax season, processing the payments takes priority kind of over name, address change forms. We do have interns though, and so we sometimes have the interns work on that while we're processing payments. Yeah, I think newsletter is self-explanatory.
Boy, that's pretty hard.
So, like we said a minute ago, don't shoot the messenger. You're just relaying the bill, collecting the funds as the treasurer's office is designed to do. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. It's like, man, poor Holly. I'm like, well, Holly knew that when she was running for treasurer, so right. We don't need to be too sympathetic to her. But on that bill, and I know you're not. I'm not going to ask you to wade into the Lake Forest issues, but on that bill, there's going to be a big increase in Lake Forest. People can go in, drill down, and look at that and see the components of each taxing body and how much it is. So if so then they can direct those concerns to those elected officials of that, in this case, high school district, Lake Forest High School District, which had a referendum passed by like 100 votes, and now we're getting the bill for that. So again, a Lake Forest issue that we won't ask the Lake County Treasurer, who doesn't live in Lake Forest, to weigh in on. But the point is, it breaks down the bill, right? I mean, you got it up here on the screen now, so you can see.
I went to the section of the website where there's a sample tax bill. And in fact, on Nextdoor, somebody asked, they go, Lake County sure takes a lot of money. Where's all that money go to anyway? And I was like, oh, I'm so glad she asked. And so I shared the link so she could get the sample tax bill.
I'd like
That
to
way.
move to that house because that tax bill is a lot lower than mine.
So this tax bill was actually made from 2018, but
Oh, well.
we just put XX so we could use it, future years instead of changing it every single time. And we just made it like a blank templated, like here's just some anonymous parcel.
Sure.
That being said, yeah, really the tour of the tax bill, which we do go around doing. I've done it at libraries, I do it at senior fairs. If any realtor asks me to do it for their clients, I'll do it in front of a crowded room because the more people understand this, the better. On your tax bill on the bottom left, it literally says every single where your money's going to down to like the cent. Here's the 0.01 right here. So, and how much it changed from last year. So you're correct. Like whoever it is, you want to give a phone call, Google them up. They're right here. It certainly isn't my office, but we're all used to it. We're trained. What's interesting is we're also trained in de-escalation in this office because we get a lot of people who just it's misdirected, but we're compassionate about it. It's
Yeah.
confusing. It's very confusing.
Having worked for the Illinois Comptroller's office back in the day, I can relate. We had a few angry people come into our office downtown.
So we also, depending, we can't really guess how old they are, but sometimes we'd be like, if you don't mind me asking, like, are you over 65 years old? I notice, you don't have a senior home exemption. Like this one has it in the sample, but some of them don't. And we found people who are like 80 years old that had never filed for the senior exemption they could have gotten since 65. And so then we immediately tell them to, contact your assessor. Here's their info. Fun fact for you guys, the assessor's office, which is a separate office, rolled out something called True Roll last year. And True Roll compares the database with other states to see if they have a registered home there. So some people, it turns out they had another home that was getting the homestead exemption. Yep. And
That's a
so
no-no.
it rolled it all back last
Because
year.
we do
And
have a lot of Lake Forest residents that are what they call 6 months plus one. So they are 6 months plus one resident of Florida or California, or I don't know about California, but a place that has lower taxes. But and I know this from having a family member that has a home in both places, they actually kept their Illinois residence because the break on the income tax was less than losing the homeowner's exemption in Illinois. So they are 6 months plus one in Illinois because you lose that homeowner's exemption if you do that. So people have to make their own calculations of that.
yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. Even the fact that I think so far the state of Illinois doesn't tax retirement income and some other states do. So with their CPA, they figure out what's best for them. But if they were claiming homestead exemption in another state and here, it did roll some of them back last year. I did actually have someone call and argue a bit going, how come I still owe $200? And I was like, well, it looks like you paid. Let me see what happened. There was like a note right here that said something about adjustment from the assessors. And I was like, oh, I go, do you have a home in another state? And she's like, well, they never checked that before. And I was like, well, I was like, they're checking it now. Although you're saying that out loud, it just admitted, but I was so now the reason I bring up True Roll is that now that they've caught up on maybe, the exemptions part, they're going to look at being proactive about seeing if there's a possible way they could proactively put on the senior exemption. So they're going to look into that.
Okay, that's a good idea.
They're going to look into that.
And senior is 65, right?
Yeah, 65.
I got 10 more years. Pete's getting closer.
You look
Are
a
you
little
for real?
closer than you say you are.
Holly's got a long way to go before she gets hers. Now there's a senior freeze too. And if I remember correctly, help me out here. The senior, if your income is below us, if you're a senior, every senior gets the senior exemption. But
Yes.
then if you're a senior and your income is below a certain level, you can get the senior freeze. Can you explain that? Because we
Yeah,
probably
so
might have some folks
actually,
eligible.
so this is an outdated sample and we do have the new one. We just need to upload the file. But the senior homestead exemption went up to 8,000 and the general homestead went up to 8,000 as well for this tax season. So when people receive their bills, it's going to be on there as 8,000. That being said, so the senior freeze You have to be 65 years and older, so you have to have the senior homestead exemption. And it is 65,000 or less. What a coincidence. It's also
Easy
65,000.
number to remember.
Yeah, it's easy. And household income. Household. So what's interesting is there are some who apply for it and they don't get it because a boomerang kid who's working and they live at that house. I mean, it's by household income.
So, and there's some other exemptions on there. I see like a veteran, what is that? Returning veterans homestead and disabled
Yeah,
veterans.
so I usually when I go over this part, I have the assessors talk about it because
Right.
I'm not 100% versed on all their but the most common ones really are the top three, which is general, senior, and senior freeze. There's some for not only returning, so then the disabled/disabled veterans. Um, so that one works with the VA, like the veteran themselves with their injury has to work with their VA to get a letter, and there's a certain percentage. And based on percentage of disability, you do get a discount on your tax bill. You know, some of them, if it's 100% disability, like you really can't work. I mean, that's no fault to you. Like you served your country and it was the sacrifice you gave. And so there are some people out there who don't have a tax bill, but they
So
definitely
if
earned it.
someone wants to pursue that further, they contact their township assessor or is there a county office they
There
contact?
is a county assessor, but I always recommend they contact their township assessor first because the
Okay.
townships are smaller. There'd be less of a line, and these people know the neighborhood. In fact, they have to live in that township to run for office there. So they know the subdivisions, they know like the interesting details about such and such, part over here and those duplexes over there. And yeah, I feel like your township is where to
And
start.
most of Lake Forest is in Shields Township, but not all. So I think we're in like 5 townships. So people can, I'm sure if they call your office, some friendly employee in your office will say, oh, you should call the West Deerfield Township Assessor or the
For sure.
Libertyville Township Assessor or the Shields Township Assessor. And it says it somewhere on your bill too, I think what
Yes, if we go
township you're
back
in.
to the left, every place that takes your money, you will be chipping in to whichever township it is. So in this example one, they're in Libertyville Township. This is
Yeah, because
an
there
address
is
that was
one
in.
part of Lake Forest in Libertyville Township. So
So that's really neat too, because people, especially when their kids are really small and not in school yet, and they're like, "What school district is this?" Or "Which library do I go to?" And it lists it all here. It's actually super useful. It's just people have to look at it.
Holly, what's the best way to bitch to you about this?
Well, let's see. What type of bitching?
Just general. Submit
I
help
don't know.
ticket. Is that the way to go?
go to
Yeah,
the Lake County, Indiana Treasurer's office.
So we have actually in the past received payments for other state lake counties, and we mail it on to whatever state it is, and we keep the original envelope with the postmark and ask that, please could you honor this postmark because it was sent here in error. But yeah, if they submit a help ticket, it goes to the treasurer inbox.
Okay.
I do get to see the treasurer inbox. That's why we've seen it all here. It's interesting. I tell people like, how like there's like certain Marines out there, my Marine friends have a certain brand of humor because they've seen things, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of friends out there, the ones who work in first responders. I feel like they have a certain brand of humor. Okay, well we've got that here because we go through a lot getting yelled at all the time.
Yeah.
And so in order to like it's like a coping mechanism or something, we just have this brutal humor. Yeah,
Well, people don't understand that help ticket. I mean, that's the way it keeps things organized. If you send a random email in here, it's not going to be as efficient as you go through that help ticket. As dealing with software, this is where you go to. This is how you know something's broken. So submit the
Mhm.
help ticket. That's all.
Yeah, 24 hours a day, anywhere in the world, just hop online and submit the help ticket. There were people who have been on vacation in other countries and they're like, I cannot find the bill for the life of me, and it's due like in 2 days, and we email it back. So it is so useful, and we're always looking for ways to innovate more. One of the things we're looking into with the county and their IT department is if there's a way to get more data on the calls that come in, the hold times. I mean, we already get like how many per each customer service agent, but what about the hold times? And how do I see the queue like at the end of the day? How many people are still in the queue? Things like that. So
Props.
yeah, yeah, I don't want to have drops. I want people who waited for a human interaction to have human interaction. So we're like data oriented around here, but as much as like my background is like in dot-coms, IT and all that, I absolutely love human interaction still, like as far as customer service goes. And I was one of the later adopters to iPass. I don't know if I should even admit this, but I would just drive over to the iPass section just to hand them my money so that there was a person, and I'd be like, "You're doing a great job," and then I'd drive away until they started charging more on that if you paid cash, and I was like, "Never mind,
Yeah.
they got me in the wallet." So flip
All
the gears.
right. Is there anything else we can do with this? Who do I write the check out to? So if I want to write a hard check, who do I write it out?
Holy Kim, holy treasurer.
So you write it out to Lake County Collector. I was just pulling up on this page. I wanted to let everyone know that Consumers Credit Union is now a payment location for us. They joined Great Lakes Credit Union last year, so now we have credit unions in addition to banks where you could go pay. So yeah, that's but yes, make any checks out to Lake County Collector. Honestly, if you put it to like Holly Kim, it will process through the bank because we gave them like 5 different names, including the former treasurer, so that if people on accident write this, but they mailed it to the right place with the PIN number, like clearly the intent was to pay their taxes, that we're not going to hold them up from, the process.
So no Paul Powell shoeboxes at your house. Like
No,
if you know the history of that story with the back in the
I
60s.
so not only did I hear about that during COVID time, I'm like, guys, we can't take these checks home. I was like, we need to make sure. Like, I was literally getting shower curtains from Home Depot and like figuring out ways. Like, in fact, if I walk over here, there's still the corrugated plastic board that I got from Home Depot. I'll drag one over.
See, this is why we love having you on. You always bring props.
I have,
Were
and
you
like
interested
there
at
was,
Lake Forest High School? Oh, never mind.
No, don't go there.
and so we could divide things up and keep processing because during our group powwows, and I was like, guys, you know what's crazy? And I never thought we'd ever see a day where, this is happening and people are all staying home. But if we don't process these checks, no one gets paid in the government. Like, like the first responders, like the teachers that are scrambling to figure out how to do hybrid, like nothing will keep going if this teeny office of 15 people doesn't keep going. So we just sucked it up and we did
So you
it.
kept going during COVID. Everybody got the money and
Yeah, we had to. It was
teachers got
seamless. No
paid
one.
and cops got paid and firefighters got paid.
Each show
Good.
we have Holly on, I turn more into a Democrat.
Well, if you
Big
look at the
believer.
data and the numbers, I
Big.
was like, there's a ton of
Um,
customer votes.
I think I'm going to give a plug for your Facebook page. I don't think there's an elected official anywhere, at least certainly around here, that has as entertaining of Facebook posts as your page. I mean, all the politicians now got a Facebook page and they're like, "Hey, great to be at the whatever event today. Thanks for all you do." And that's nice. But yours is like, I mean, I crack up laughing with some of your Facebook posts. I mean, you put it all out there.
Yeah, yeah. I only have this one life. What's funny is, and I feel like it was back when I was a village trustee, um, and I was there was this other trustee that got a DUI. He was 22, right? And they're doing the grandstanding, telling him it's bad. It is bad, but I was like, he's going through the criminal justice system. Like he's got to, pay up for all he's done. But like we can't just only be like mean all the time though, guys, because then, we'll get what we always see in politics. You got their real life and then their fake life, and then we only see their fake life. And next thing you know, they're caught up in scandal. They got a mistress and there's all this going on, right?
Yeah.
And so I he's like, yeah, well, I have always, been like, I'm just got this one life to live and it's gonna be the same. And I'm sorry you're riding the train of sometimes mental illness, probably, but you know what? Like we're just gonna live the one life. And in fact, I think in a couple weeks, I'll have to check the date or if it's next week. I'm gonna stream. I was invited to go on an electroshocking boat where they take out invasive carp, and we're gonna stream just throwing huge, ginormous carp into the storage bin.
I hope you don't get electroshocked.
No, it's only fish-sized shocking.
Okay.
All right, fish fry at Holly's. You've seen the address. Holy Kim. Lake County Treasurer. Thank you
Pete's
for coming.
also
Thanks,
a great,
Holly.
oh, you're welcome. I was gonna say you're a great AI artist, by the way.
One of his many odd skills.
Jonah
He's in a cover band too, or a tribute band. Did you know that?
Is it by the headband and the guitar that's on the back? Is it?
Blondie, yeah.
You're not old enough to remember Blondie, probably. So.
Oh, yes. You'll see at Mickey Finn's July 19th, baby. Got to pay off this tax bill.
Put in the calendar.
All right. Holy Kim. Thanks
for having me.
Don't shoot the messenger.
You stay, Holly. Trouble ticket number 0001. Bye. The Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa, located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. We offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, Herrick, and J.M.